Very good evening. A very good evening to everybody. A good afternoon to people in the UK and in India, and a good day to everybody else. So, Umesh said some very kind words for me, but I'm basically just working with energy and vibrations and emotions. And I just teach people how to manifest through law of attraction the kind of results we want in life. I also kind of work with law of synchronicity to understand the way our universe works for us and with us, and how to help people to release blocked emotions. So today I'm going to talk a bit about emotions, given that in today's environment, there's a lot going on that we are unable to deal with, process. These are very unprecedented times. So it's a good opportunity to talk about emotions. Um, I think everybody's on mute, but if I have a few cameras on, it'll be good for me to see my audience. It's always good to interact with people. Thank you, Saroj. Hi. Hi, Kondinya. And who else? Hi, Ravi. Hi, Kantilal. Okay. Okay. And if you can give your names right on your display, that'd be great. Because Oppo A72 is a little difficult to, that would definitely be number. Hi, Gazal. Good to see you here. Thank you so much. Hi, Ramesh. Hi, Kanji. This is awesome. Now I can talk to people rather than just talking to a blank screen with just names in there. Thank you so much for switching on your cameras. So let's move on. Let me just share my screen quickly. Perfect. So let's start today. Umesh, would you be kind enough to have everybody on mute, probably except me, because if there's
Sure.
something that happens and we can have an interaction time. So how I would want to have the discussion today would be that I'll run through, say, about 30 to 40 minutes of a conversation. And all of you who have questions can keep putting it in the chat box. I may address it there and then if it is covered, or else I'll pick them up towards the end. We will spend 15 to 20 minutes on Q&A. And if time permits, towards the end, I would like to do a small 5 to 10 minute exercise on shifting our emotions. Does that sound exciting for everybody? Can I have some thumbs up, some responses there? Okay, good. Thank you, Mish. All right. So today we're going to talk about emotional journey, dealing with emotions. So we all know what emotions are. We've dealt with emotions. We've always had emotions. But there are few things we understand about emotions, where they are coming from, why do they impact us so much, how can I go beyond it, why does it get so bothersome. So as we discuss all of this, let me just share with you, we are all of us trying to reach a certain outcome or a goal or a result in life. Whether you are working in a corporate, your quarterly performance or your 6 monthly or your annual performance is your goal, right? Your KRA, as you call it. If you are an entrepreneur, then you have annual targets. If you're a housewife, then your goal is to keep the entire family happy, cook on time, meals on time, everybody's settled, everybody's taken care of. So, whatever role you are fulfilling in life, there are um, whatever goal you are targeting towards, there is something that is needed for you to fulfill that goal, right? Can I have some chats from people? Are you connecting with me? Okay, perfect. So, what I want to share is that when we're talking about any goal, what is needed? We feel to fulfill any goal, to reach any objective or a KRA, what's needed is, let's list out. Can somebody put it on the chat? What all do you think is needed? It could be self goals, it could be bigger goals, organizational goals, it could be family goals, it could be financial goals, it could be any kind of goals. So when you're working with goals, what is it that you need? What is it that you need to do to fulfill those goals? Okay, we need determination. What else? Discipline, commitment. How about training in that direction? Focus, intention, planning. Very good. What else? You need a mentor, you need the skills. Very good. So we need all of this. So there are no right or wrong answers. But there is one thing I want to share that we need, without which no goal can be accomplished, and that is action. Yes, without taking action, you cannot achieve any goal. And what is it that comes in the way of my actions? Sometimes I take 100% actions, sometimes I take 20% actions, sometimes I'm able to only do a little bit of it. So, what is it that comes in between my actions? Okay, Rochik says emotions. So that's right. Feelings come in between. On certain days when you wake up, you say, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. I just don't feel like doing anything. Or on some days you're like, I woke up on the right side of the bed, and and you get 20 things out of your 10 to-do list done. So what really impacts us and what we get done at the end of the day is our emotions, is our feelings. Okay. And let me share with you a little bit about feelings and emotions. So a lot of people are saying fear and other things, lack of motive. These are all emotions, no? These are all emotions. I'm going to share with you a little bit more as we go forward. So what are emotions? So I want to share with you that we are all humans, as humans, carrying emotions, and that emotions are an intrinsic part of all human beings. No animals, dog, cat has any emotions. They feel pain, but they do not carry the emotions. But we carry. If somebody hurt me yesterday, I will carry it today with me. Okay. Second, we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts that hit me on a daily basis. And every thought that hits me, and this is a scientific fact, I'm not giving you something from made up, 60 to 70,000 thoughts that hit us every day, and every thought triggers an emotion. So imagine when you're being hit by so many thoughts and so many emotions every day, how would you be able to cope up? So most of the emotions, so we've never been taught how to deal with emotions. We've only just seen our elders, people in our house, and just learned how to best cope up with them. And emotions end up affecting everything we do and who we become as human beings. Are you guys connecting? Let me know if, give me a quick thumbs up that you are connecting with what I'm sharing. Okay. The emotions are impacting everything that we are doing. Moving forward, now emotions, apart from regular emotions, which are normal day-to-day emotions, there are a lot of emotions that hit us hard and hit us consistently, like whenever there is a trauma in life, or during our childhood, the first 6 to 7 years of our life, or some high impact incident that has happened with us, the number of thoughts, the number of emotions that hit us really rises beyond 60 to 70,000. And when it hits us at that frequency and we are unable to process, those emotions get blocked inside of us. And that is why a lot of us, even when we want to live happy lives, cannot control these emotions flowing out. In a moment, I will go a little more into detail about this as well. So we've never been taught how to deal with emotions. You know how we learned how to deal with emotions? When I was a kid, and I'll tell you, when my father screamed at me or was angry with me, I learned how to deal with anger. Okay? When he gave me a punishment, I knew that's one of the way that I deal with the anger whenever it hits me. And I'm just picking up one emotion of anger right now, not into any other emotion. So what I did, this is called expressing an emotion or deflecting an emotion. The emotion comes to you and you deflect it rather than being with the emotion. The other way that I learned was that whenever my mother used to get upset, or She experienced anger about something. What she did was, I saw her holding it inside. She would not express it out for fear of judgment of people, sometimes for fear of making my father angry or making the in-laws angry, or something or the other. So what I learned from my mother was, and this is me, and you could look at your lives, what you do is, sorry about that, and that is called suppressing an emotion. So we learned how to deflect an emotion, how to express emotions, and how to suppress emotions. All three of the ways are not how you release these emotions. So whenever you deflect or express or suppress emotions, those emotions get locked up. So the next time when I went to office and my boss was angry at me and I couldn't do anything about the boss, I suppressed that anger inside me and it got lodged. At home, when the maid broke a glass, I would just blow out on her and just, give her a piece of my mind and express my anger on her. Again, that did not release that emotion because that was just me expressing or deflecting that emotion. So we never really learned how to deal with emotions. Are you guys connecting? Can I have a few questions if anything's coming up, or any clarity you have, or can you see that this is what we're doing? Are you relating with what I'm saying? So give me a thumbs up. Okay, continuous, good so far. All right. So I'll keep moving forward. Keep parking in your questions as expressing is not releasing an emotion, Juhi. So whenever an emotion comes to us, instead of releasing an emotion, which we've never learned how to release, we suppress it or we deflect it. We don't be with the emotion. It's like whenever an emotion comes to you, it's like somebody wants to come inside your house and you're not letting them in. You're either shunning them out or you getting them in and hiding them in. So that whole release of the emotion is not there. Okay. So expressing is not equal to releasing the emotion. Okay. Omesh, if you can possibly mute everybody and just unmute me because
Sure,
there's a lot
sure.
of disturbance. It's very difficult to. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's move forward from here. So every time an emotion is experienced or it hits you, there is a chemical reaction in the body. And this, what I'm sharing with you, is not something that they teach us in school, which they should ideally, because if I'm experiencing 60 to 70,000 emotions in a day, I should definitely be prepared or made to be prepared for it, how to deal with it. And that's why all of us are having such a difficult time dealing with all the emotions that are coming up: the fear, the anxiety, the helplessness, the upsets, the anger, the losses which we are not able to deal with. So what happens is, if you see, and if you Google also, these are things that you can Google, and I've just picked up stuff off the net for you, because you can also go and see this. Whenever there is stress, now even the doctors have started to ask you, when you go to the doctor with some physical ailment, that do you have stress in life, are you dealing with something, because they've also started to correlate. So whenever you're carrying an emotional burden, you'll have shoulder muscle spasms, and different emotions tend to lodge at different parts of your body. Okay, different emotions trigger different chemicals, and those chemicals then release stuff inside your body, much of it which you don't understand. Even your muscle pains, which you have, back pains, lower back, upper back, shoulder pains, thyroid, everything is all blocked emotions. Now let me give you a little more description into how we lodge these emotions. So let's say this is us. This is my human body. Is everybody able to see my screen? Okay. So if this is my human body, and let's say an emotion triggers, let's say fear. Let's take example, fear triggers. There's so much happening out there. Fear is the most common emotion right now. I fear for my health. I fear for my family's health. I fear for, if something happens, I should have the right medication available, those oxygen cylinders available, the necessary medicines available, the doctors available, the seat in the hospital. There's so many fears that are constantly there. And so what happens is when an emotion triggers, let's say fear, we either express the fear or we suppress it. If people around us are getting equally fearful and I don't want to add to the fear, I'll suppress my fear. I will not share with them. Or I will express that fear in the form of anger. Anger is a form of, or is an expression of fear. By getting angry at small things with people around. So every time I express or I suppress, what I do is I block that emotion. I hold that emotion in the body. So what happens when I hold that emotion? Let's say that fear gets lodged in my stomach, let's say, for example. So every time I experience fear, the time that I fell from my cycle, the time that I did a mistake and I feared that my father would come home and give me a scream, or I would get a thrashing from him, the fear of failing my exam and not wanting my report card to go home. So every time that fear has come to me, I have held it back. And if an emotion lodges itself at one place in the body, every time that emotion triggers, it lodges at the same point again and again and again and again until it becomes a cancer or an ulcer or a cyst or a tumor or a pain that I'm unable to bear. And the only way out is to release that emotion. Now, that is something that nobody's taught us, how to release emotions. Okay. Any questions here? Let me just pull up my chat window. Do I have any questions? All right. So, Rima, I'm gonna work on that. We'll come to that. Let's actually just get present to the impact of it. Let's see how emotions work. Till today, we didn't even know that we have these emotions, and there are so many emotions that hit us. Imagine 60,000 emotions hitting you every day. Just for a moment, be with that thought. Have you experienced really 60,000 emotions coming to you at any day? So you can do the maths. If you discount the time that you sleep, which is about 8 hours a day, that leaves you with what? 16 hours a day. So 16 hours, 60,000 divided by 16 hours, you can do the maths, the number of emotions you have per second. So how many of these emotions get stuck? So you can't do anything about the trigger points. These are your trigger points that you've defined. There is a question on the chat box. I'm just addressing that. Somebody asked that how to deal with trigger points. You can't stop the trigger points. These trigger points will happen. Somebody will say something that will trigger you because you have created an internal trigger for things. Some people get triggered by anger. Some people get triggered by aggressive anger. Some people get triggered by anger followed with a physical, like a slap or something. So different people have different. Some people have a very small threshold to anger. So the moment somebody even raises their voice, they get triggered. So everybody has a different reaction to emotions, and it is their reaction. And whatever reaction you have will be consistent and same every time that emotion triggers. Let me move forward now. How do you deal with your core beliefs in your adulthood when you realize these are the blockages? So there are ways of releasing your belief system. So most of your triggers are there in your subconscious. They are stored. You don't have control of when the trigger will come on. The moment somebody raises his voice, and if you have a trigger, you will automatically get angry. There is no control you will have on that. But if you learn how to release the emotion, So when you start to release the emotion slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly, all that, trapped emotion is going to flow out or release itself. Okay, moving forward. So let's see, how do emotions impact us? Let's go a little into detail about this. So now, if you have unhealthy habits, habits like smoking, drinking, um, eating junk food, even small thing like eating junk food. So any of these habits are all unhealthy habits. Okay, excessive drinking. Then I'm going to pick up the questions in a minute. It's just distracting. Then addictions, if you're addicted to anything, it can be any addiction. If you have an addiction, it is an impact of a lodged emotion, an emotion that is blocked somewhere. If you worry or have fear or have an anxiety, that are emotions. And emotions trigger worry, they trigger fear, they trigger anxiety. Most of the negative emotions that we have today are all emotions that are trapped. Low self confidence, depression, blood pressure issues, PCOD, heart issues. So I've only listed here few of them, but sugar issues, diabetes, all of this is all, we are carrying it forward. So let me share with you. As a human body, our whole physical body, over a period of 4 to 6 months, every single cell of our body is replaced. Replaced as in every cell is killed and a new cell is born, which means that if I'm carrying an ailment in a period of 6 months, my ailment should be gone, right? It should go off because I have new cells coming up. I have new cells that are taking place of old cells. So if I have cancer, the moment new cells are formed, there should be no cancer or there should be no sugar in the body. But why is it that we carry on? Is because of these habits and these emotions are stored in our subconscious. Whenever a new cell takes over from an old cell, there is a handing over process. When you leave the house for a few days and somebody is taking care of your house, how you give them instructions, this is how you do it. You open the curtains and you let the air in once a day or every 3 days, and you do this, and I need you to clean up the garbage every 4 days. Similarly, when a cell is dying, it gives a handover to the non-dead cell about the blocked emotions, about everything the body is carrying, and these emotions are therefore carried forward. Let me look at a few of the questions that are coming up. Okay. Most trigger points are external circumstances, that is refugees. Can you explain the question? Yes, most trigger points, all trigger points are external. My mind, when it's not focused, just keeps repeating, I'm sorry. Okay. Is this I'm sorry because you feel bad? And that's also some blocked emotion that's coming up. So there is one I'm sorry, which is a part of a practice called Ho'oponopono, which is you're sorry about everything you might have done. But there's another sorry, which is a blocked emotion coming out, where you have so much low confidence that you feel everything is your fault. And if that sorry is coming from there, we need to look at it. We need to work and deal with that, because that will cause a lot of rippling effects. And some of the rippling effects I've put up in front of you. So moving forward, there is a picture I've put up here. Again, you can pull up a lot of these things on Google. I've tried to be I didn't want to bring anything which you guys couldn't look up. These are all things that are available on the Google, those that you can just go and pull it up for yourself. These suppressed emotions show up as a lot of smaller things. Skin rashes are suppressed emotions, migraines, chronic pains in your knees, in your elbow, in your lower back, hormonal imbalances. PCOD is a hormonal imbalance. Post-menstrual, tiredness, digestive issues, body tension, tightness in the body, diabetes, constipation, insomnia, not being able to sleep. So you get the gist of it, right? You get an idea about what an impact these are emotions are having on our body. Yes, and the so that's a good statement there, and there's a good observation. Yes, somebody who you don't know will definitely never trigger an emotion in you. If somebody who you don't know, you don't care about, somebody, that person comes and says you're not a good person, it really doesn't matter to you. It won't trigger anything in you. But if somebody who I love and who I adore and somebody who's very close to me says the same thing, it will impact me. It will trigger a lot of emotions inside of me, more than I would know how to handle. And that's why I lose my cool. And I sometimes thrash back, or I just, go into my own cocoon. Different people have different reactions to it. Juhi, I'll have to work with you separately on that question. Okay. Moving forward, keep parking your questions on the chat box. I'll look at it once I move forward from here. So, how we are living our life, this is how we are living our life. We've got a goal that we are striving for, we want to reach, and we've got this huge baggage that we are carrying of our fears, which are all stored inside our body, our doubts, our rejections, our grievances with other people, situations, life, the government, the taxes. There's tons of them. The upsets with people, the guilt for things I should have done, I could have done, and I didn't get around to doing them. Regrets, anger, complaints, helplessness, frustrations, failures, blame games, anxieties, worries, and the list is endless. And I've just written few of the emotions there. But you get the gist. How easy it would be to climb that mountain if you were able to let go of all of these baggages. Umesh, can you be kind enough to do a time check? And I sometimes lose track of time. Just keep pinging me, please, as to how much time is.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
We've got at least another 15, 20 minutes, and then we can take some questions and
Okay.
answers, Asma.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So moving on. Now, emotions, once they are released, okay, what is my experience? I'm able to experience life completely, like feel the excitement, happiness, the fun quotient, everything increases. You know how you used to be when you used to be 5 years old and somebody gave you a toy? You would be with that toy the entire day and be so thrilled about it. It was just a small toy, maybe cost you like £5, and still you would be like, wow, you've got the whole world. Today, if somebody even gives you this whole big £500 gift, after 5 hours, you'll be done. You'll be like, okay, what next? Let me again go in search of happiness, in search of peace. Because there's such a load we are carrying on. Okay, another thing, increase self confidence. Freedom from worry and anxiety. How beautiful life would be if there would be no freedom from worry and anxiety. I just had a session in the morning, and I was just sharing with the audience over there that, uh, when, um, let me take an example and explain this. Imagine you're there in your house and you're working, and suddenly somebody comes and aggressively knocks on the door 10, 15 times, talk, 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 and he would just not let go. Everybody in the house would run to the door to see who is it. Yes, they would leave whatever it is they're doing to go and address whoever it is that's there at the door and creating such a ruckus. Similarly, when fear, anxiety, upset, and all these low emotions hit us, the same thing happens. All our body's processes, the kidney function, the liver functions, the gallbladder functions, the heartbeat, everything, whenever a fear, anxiety hits us, they suddenly all get disrupted. And all our focus is diverted to dealing with that external person, or that fear or that anxiety that comes in. And that's why you can see in your pulses racing, your heartbeat is faster, you get more anxiety, you get panic attacks also at times. We are also worried right now. We're just not able to take control of our thoughts. This is all because of that. And what happens as an impact of it, The body's internal healing process gets stuck, gets held on. We are not able to heal ourselves. A child, when he gets a cut, takes maybe a day or two to heal up. But the same cut, if an adult gets it takes double the amount of time, maybe a triple the amount of time. And we say, no, 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 because I have sugar issues or I'm getting older. That's why it is. No, it's because there is a whole baggage of emotions which you are carrying, and hence your body, instead of healing, is focusing on dealing with that baggage. Are you with me? Am I connecting? Yes? Okay. Give me a thumbs up, few, so that I can. All right. All right. So everybody's connecting. I got a few of the messages there. All right. So it is very, very, very critical for us to deal with our emotions that we keep blocking inside. So let's look at what more happens. We are more relaxed in life, we are more positive. We don't have to do an effort or make an effort to be positive. It just comes. We get disrupted it takes a lot to disrupt us if there are no bottled emotions. To trouble a child, it takes a lot to get a child all hassled up. An adult, it's so easy to give him a fear or a scare. Your performance and your productivity automatically rises. You don't have to do anything. People come to me that I need to be better at whatever I do. I need to improve my performance. I want to do well in my career. The first place I look at is blocked emotions, limiting beliefs. What is it that's holding you back? Because we feel that if I get a training in this area, or if I train myself in that area, or if I get some expertise in X area, I'll do better in life. No. If you release whatever is not yours, which you are carrying as a baggage, automatically your performance will shoot up. You will have a free mind to focus on whatever it is that you're dealing on or working on. Okay, moving forward, your ability to connect to your own intuition. So do people know what intuition is? Can somebody give me a signal? If you don't, I'll cover it. If you don't say anything, then I'll assume everybody knows, so I'll move on. Yes, guidance from our super consciousness. So there is intelligence, then there is intellect, and then there is intuition, the three I's. Intelligence and intellect come from all the knowledge that we've stored. We apply that knowledge and use our intelligence. Intuition is something that just, how suddenly you're sitting and some random thought comes to you, which is not related to anything that's happening, but it comes very seldom because we're also already tied up that we can't connect to our intuition. Universe is always guiding us. It is always connecting to us. It is always giving us the direction in which we should be moving. But we can't hear it because there's so much of noise there. There's 60 to 70,000 of emotions which are just hitting me and I don't know what to do with them. And with that comes a thought, which is an intuitive thought, but I don't catch it because I'm so dealing with the emotions that are all bottled up. Yes, I'm coming to that, Shanti. Okay. You will have reduced illnesses, reduced diseases. So, in the last 2 years, I think just to share with you my personal experience, I've been, I love having chilled drinks. And in India, in summers, if you have a cold drink, you definitely have a throat issue. So in the last 2 years, I've only been sick once, and that's because I ate something, this thing, it was rotten. I didn't realize it was rotten fruit that I ate. But otherwise, in the last 2 years, I've not been ill. I've not been sick. There's no disease. And not trying to show off here, but what I'm trying to tell you here is if you know how to release these emotions, how to channelize your emotions, you take control of your life. As simple as that. And lastly, but not the least, you get growth in your career, growth in relationship, finances, wherever you're looking for, because you're removing the speed breakers. Blocked emotions are biggest speed breakers in our life. Okay. Now, I have a few things. Now, what do I do usually with people I work with? I wanted to just share this with you. There's something, I hope everybody understands hypnotherapy is going, hypnotherapy is a process, or hypnosis is a process in which we access the subconscious mind, and then we release all these blocked emotions, all these blocked patterns of beliefs, etc. There are other ways of releasing the emotions. I'm gonna uh, give a small demo. Once we're done with the entire thing, I know if we go above the hour, those of you who are keen to learn that can stay back, because Umesh was like, we've got hour and maximum 10 minutes. So I will not be able to cover it within that much time. So once we're done with everything, if you hang around, then we will do a small 5 to 10 minute exercise, and in which I will show you how to switch emotions, or how you can move your emotions, or change your vibrations yourself. There is a theta healing meditation. Coming to this point, I have been doing a lot of theta healing here in India. We do theta healing meditations 5 times a week. And in the last, this today, as well as last Sunday with Umesh together, we've had some these subconscious or theta healing meditation sessions organized. And we're looking at organizing these every weekend for the folks in the UK. So, in case you are someone who wants to release your blocked emotions through theta healing, please get in touch with Umesh, and he'll work out the logistics. Another way is subconscious reprogramming, and this also is something called self hypnosis, which I teach. Also, if the when I work with people directly, I teach them how to be accepting, and when you accept something, you reduce the resistance. You know how when most of the issues that we have is because we resist everything that is happening in life. We resist what people say to us, we resist what the circumstance or situation is happening around us, we resist just about everything. The moment you start to accept, healing flows in automatically. So those are few of the things. All right. One of the things that I do is I've created a very unique and powerful model. And in this model, what we do is this is what we look like. There is you who was born as an individual when you were born as a baby. As time passed, by virtue of your social, your economic, your cultural upbringing, the background, the people around you, there are certain beliefs that you formed, your being, who the kind of person you are, the behaviors, the habits, the patterns that you have. And it's more like an onion kind of thing. So when I work with individuals, what we do is we unravel, we remove the habits, we go beyond the behavioral, we go beyond these limiting beliefs, we go beyond these blockages to access the real you inside. And every human being is powerful. Every human being has the capability, the leadership, the growth, everything that you want. See, because it's very simple. Whatever you want in life, not everybody wants the same thing, everybody has a different desire. That whatever you are looking for is looking for you, and that is your fullest, deepest, biggest purpose in this lifetime, to look for that thing, and that thing is looking for you. But what is in between is all this conditioning that has come in over a period of time, over a period of our growth process. So I have a program that I have created which does this very work, which is happening on 12th and 13th of June. We are doing it, it's a full day, 2 day workshop. And it's a live Zoom workshop where we work with the audience. So if any of you want to join the workshop, uh, please reach out to Umesh or me directly. Umesh will just kind of push you towards me. That's all I'm going to share about the workshop. And with that, I end my presentation. Umesh, I hope I'm on time
Thank
and I've not
you.
breached
You
my.
are absolutely on time, Asma. I've got three questions which I picked up
Uh-huh.
from chat. So if we can go through them. The
Okay.
first question is, how do you deal with emotions when it keeps playing on your mind?
Okay. Um, All right. What's the second question? I'll just hear them all out and then answer them.
Okay. The second question is, does emotionally burnt out trigger anger and frustrations even by a small push by closed ones or generally?
Yes, yes, and yes to this answer.
Okay. And the third question that I picked up is, how would you release negative emotions?
Okay. See, we take negative as bad and positive as good. So, first of all, I want to tell you nothing bad, nothing good. Negative is not bad, but negative is something that does not keep us, or it just lowers our spirits. There's nothing good or bad in that. Somebody's sharing their window. Umesh, is that you
Oh,
sharing?
no, it's not me sharing. God,
Okay, can you just remove the share for everybody?
sure. There we go.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Could have been done by anybody by mistake. Okay, so sorry, I lost the question. Can you please ask the third question
How
again?
how how would you release negative emotions?
Yes, so to release any emotion, you need to be with the emotion. Like, for example, anger is coming up. So instead of deflecting the anger, throwing it out on somebody else, holding it down and changing, which a lot of us do today, is we feel angry, but we don't express it. So we suppress it, we change the topic, we switch on Netflix, we switch on some other channel, we put on something else that diverts our attention. It is all suppression and deflection. So when an emotion triggers, be with the emotion. Allow that emotion to consume you. You don't want anybody to be impacted in that process. Close your close your room door. Tell people, I just don't want to be disturbed for the next 30 minutes. And for those 30 minutes, be with that emotion. If it's coming you, it's bothering you, watch it. How is it eating up at your body? Is it what is it bringing up? What physical sensations are coming up? What other emotions is it? If it is a fear, for example, then go with the fear. A fear doesn't allow us to it jams us. It's like a roadblock. When a fear comes, let's say COVID, so we get stopped because we don't want to go further with our thought, because we feel agar, if we think further, eventually it's going to go in a direction I don't find very attractive. Be with it. Go with that fear. Go as far as that emotion takes you. Do it alone. Just be with yourself. Allow all your five senses need to be engaged. Feel it, see it, watch it, sense it, hear it. uh, if you're feeling so angry that you want to cry it out, but engage all your senses in just releasing and being with that emotion. Okay, that's the only way to release emotions. And it takes a lot of time, because you've got 30, 40, 50, 60 years of emotions that you've bottled up. And until you release an emotion, it will keep coming back, by the way. And every time it will come higher intensity. So people who get angry over a period of time, you will notice that their trigger for anger has shortened. The leash has shortened. Was that one of the questions, right, Umesh?
Yes, it was.
Somebody had asked that, I get angry quickly. Yes. So the first time the anger came at this time and you didn't deal with it, then the next time the anger triggered quicker, 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 quicker. Time span kept on reducing. There was
Okay,
first
there's
question.
another question as well, Asma. What is theta healing?
Okay. So theta healing is nothing but subconscious healing. There are four brain waves of our mind: alpha, beta, theta, and delta. So theta is the wave just before you go to sleep. It's a deep subconscious. You know how when you're just about to fall asleep, you are kind of in and out of it, or sometimes you don't know when you're awake or sleeping, or sometimes when you're dreaming you don't know if you're wakeful dreaming or sleepy dreaming. That's the state. And that's so maximum healing happens when we are sleeping. But because nowadays a lot of us are not getting good sleep, theta is a state in which we take your mind into during the theta healing meditation, and then we heal you. So whatever we talk through the healing process, so that your mind allows the healing process to continue. So that's theta healing, or we also call it subconscious healing. So the reason that Umesh, the people who attended today's session and the last week's session was for them, it was very powerful because we did theta healing. We did subconscious healing, and whenever you wake up from theta healing, you feel very refreshed, relaxed, and it's an inexplicable feeling. It's like you've just been born. It's like you've woken up after a long, nice, full, uh, uh, rested sleep.
Yes,
Did I
definitely
miss
can
any
vouch for
question?
that, Asma. After a couple of sessions that we've had last week and this week, definitely can vouch for that.
Yes. Any other questions? I see somebody posted a question.
So I've got
Kandinya?
another question over here, Asma. When
Yes.
we realize of an unwanted emotion, like a sudden shot of getting angry, frustrated, etc., what is the quickest thing one can do?
Isolate yourself. Isolate yourself. Don't throw it out on somebody, and be with the emotion. Whatever is coming, just be with it. Allow, if it's anger, if it's frustration, feel angry, feel frustrated. What's happening? Look at your body, look at your arms, look at your legs, look at your heartbeat. Just be with your sensations, what all are coming up. Whatever is coming up, just be with it.
Okay, thank you. Um, just trying to see if there's any other. Is this emotion classified as clinical?
I don't understand that question.
No.
Jatish, if you can
Nish,
elaborate on that
can
question.
you write down a little bit more about it, please?
In fact, Umesh,
Yeah.
can we unmute everybody and just request people to share how the workshop was for them? And if that's something, can we do that?
I, I, we can, but what's going to happen? I think with Zoom, the problem is if everybody starts talking and then
No, no, everybody raises their hand, please. So I usually manage these sessions, and I know I've got people who are very well behaved. And I
okay,
know that they're going to be one at a time. So I hope everybody is going to just raise your this thing and hand, and we'll just pick up one of the people to just share. That'll be great.
okay,
Okay.
so I've unmuted one, and
Yes, Jatish, since you had the question there, can you ask that question again? You can unmute yourself. I think Umesh has let you.
Okay, Ashma, thank you very much for a very, very interesting and something very different, first of all. And I think even in the morning, your session was really good, very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, my question is, I did ask whether this is classified as clinical because or psychological. I'm not quite sure. I mean, so when you feel stressed or mentally sick, you go to your doctor or something, and then you it is classified as clinical. So emotions, is it a sort of a personal thing, or can we actually have a lot of emotions? Can we go and go to your GP or say that this is all the sorts of feelings you are getting?
They will give you antidepressants. No,
Yeah, that's a very common thing which
no.
is we want to avoid. Yeah.
You know what you're doing? You are healing the symptom.
You're
You're healing.
suppressing it.
Yeah, you're healing the symptom. You're addressing the symptom. So you have a tummy ache, and the tummy ache may be because of 100 other things. It could be
Yes.
anything, and you are going, and the doctor will give you what, a stomach ache medicine, maybe like a meftal spas or something that kind of eases out the pain. But if you don't look at what's the cause of the pain, and you keep eating those painkillers, which will numb the neuron which is connecting your body to the pain, because see, your body always communicates to you. Whenever you have a fever, your body is trying to communicate that something's not right in here. You have a knee pain, your body is communicating that something's not right here. Okay, there is a blockage that is coming up in my knee. I need you to look at it. But what do? We go to a GP or a doctor, and the doctor gives me a muscle relaxant or a painkiller, or he might just give me some medicine. Allopathy is not the treatment. So clinic is not the treatment. So no, it's not clinical. I mean,
Okay,
we
thank you
have
very
a lot
much.
of solutions in clinical because that's how we've been dealing with it. But I'm telling you, it's all psychological. Now I
Yes.
understand it.
Okay. Okay. No, I just wanted to put my mind at rest. Thank you very much. At least
Thank you.
Thank
I know where I
you.
stand
Love
now.
you. Amazing
Thank you.
experience. Great
Okay.
experience. Great.
Can I
Hi.
request? Yeah. Who all, somebody else who wants to share? Can I have everybody else be silent till one person is talking, if you don't mind? Because there's too many voices in my head then, because I'm on earphones. Yeah. Saroj, you wanted to say something,
Yeah,
please.
it's wonderful what have you saying and what you're saying, because I work with mental health, and people just give them tablets to dampen the effect of what's happening to them if they're hearing voices or anything else. And everybody goes through this stage, but you need to find the right thing that will channel into you. Like I lost my husband suddenly 3.5 years ago, and one of them is a friend of theirs, and it's just very difficult. I can deal with it on the external, but internal, I don't think I have taken it on board. People think I'm
Still
so
dealing with
strong,
it?
I'm not crying, I'm not doing this. Pardon?
Are you still dealing with the loss?
Sorry?
Are you still dealing with the loss? Is it still not settled for you?
I don't know. I'm taking it. Yeah, it does upset me at times. Like I've had a hip replacement and things have gone wrong for past 10 months. I'm on my own. I feel isolated. I feel like, when I needed the comfort and support of somebody, he's not there anymore. I'm not blaming him, but it's just, because I was there for 48 years of, our married life. We were together, and then suddenly somebody just goes to sleep and in 2 hours they're gone, and it's hard to accept that. Though I accept it, maybe consciously.
Can I tell you something?
Sorry, go on.
You've not accepted it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Subconsciously, I have not accepted it.
So what I would
On the
recommend to
outskirts,
you-
people look at me and say, "Oh, you look so good. You're so, you can't be ill. You can't be this or that." I'm not accepting any. I'm not taking any. I don't want any sympathy from anybody. But it's just finding a way. My son was saying, Mom, you need to go to some bereavement, counseling or something, and try to go through that or whatever. But because if you're verbal and you talk, people think, oh, she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her,
And that's why most of the people who are dealing with a lot
Hey,
of
I am
issues
welcome.
are
All
not.
the problem.
Can everybody else be on mute whilst Asma is giving the answer, please?
Thank
Go on,
you.
Asma. Sorry.
Yeah, just one moment. Yes. Okay, so Saroj, for you, I have just two words. Be with your emotions. So whenever your emotions do come, don't block them. Don't change the topic. Don't get out of the room. Don't dress up and go and meet somebody. Be with them. When the pain rises up, lock the room. Tell people around that I just want to be on my own, and just be with the pain. Allow the pain to come. You want to cry it out. You want to howl, you want to scream, let it out. But just do it with yourself, not around, because then you are expressing it or suppressing it. And you will feel much better.
I try not to express it in front, but sometimes, something can trigger it and you can't, avoid it. You can't avoid it in front.
If you're not expressing it, you're definitely suppressing it. Either doesn't work.
Not all the time, but yes. Okay. Thank you.
You get my answer, right?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions we have in Umesh?
There aren't any other questions at the moment.
Kondinya has his hand raised up. Okay, we've got 2 more
Yeah.
minutes. Kondinya,
Yeah, Asma, very nice, very insightful, the power of our emotions. So the only one thing is, like, when I'm doing the theta healing meditation with you, it is nice. When I'm doing any session, right, it could be any session where the vibrations are getting lifted, it's very nice. But then when we actually go back into our real life, right, there'll be some or the other sort of triggers. something or the other, so that is where I'm always finding it a challenge to always keep vibrating at a high frequency. I know everybody, we all tell, like you also say, we want to vibrate at a high frequency, but suddenly it goes. So there is this constant, this journey of, you're here, you come down here, you come, it's like that. So i'm not figuring out a way on how to deal with this.
So you've seen that in the movies they show those ECG machines, which you have those.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah.
That is life. That will go when it goes flat and there is no up and down. Is when it will go flat.
Yeah.
Until that happens, live each moment, and it's like a pendulum. The more high it goes, the more down it goes. Ups and downs and ups and downs, and that's a part of life. So whenever the up comes, relish it. When the low comes, be with it.
Be with it.
Yeah, be with it, experience it, and accept it.
Yeah.
If I'm at the low, then I will definitely be at a high.
Yeah.
Be excited about the high to come.
Yeah. And somewhat there is always a sort of a very bad feeling, because you know that you always want to vibrate at a high frequency, but then suddenly when you go low, it happens, but there's also a very bad feeling. No, this is not, I know I really want to feel good and be happy and vibrate high, but there's also that guilt also, starts associating with that.
So what I can say is that's an expectation, right? From yourself.
Yeah.
Release yourself from those expectations. Allow and accept for life to come the way it comes. And, all I can say is if it's too bothersome, then get to work with somebody, start to work with somebody. Okay. If it is something that you're able to manage on your own, then deal with it. And that's what usually we do. We manage a pain till we can manage it. And then when it gets beyond or it's this thing, then we go and take help.
Yeah.
Thank you, Asma. There's another
thank you,
question.
Asma.
Okay, thank you. There's another question. Vibhuti Shah has raised her hand. Vibhuti, go on.
Hi,
Hello,
Vibhuti.
hello, hi, Asma. Thank you, Meshbhai. Yeah, I can actually relate to the fact that when we hold on to our emotions, it's like we want to just cocoon ourselves so that we don't feel the emotion, we don't want to feel the pain, we don't want to face that. And when we finally do that, we realize who we really are. Sometimes when we're, for example, if we have to get over some grieving of a parent or something like that, I've experienced from personal life that it's always been the case that you can't rely on people around you, because people get on with their lives. So at the end of the day, you just have to deal with it yourself. And for me, what's been working is a lot of, I'm a trained yoga instructor as well. So I use a lot of yoga techniques and, just anything which helps to, help me deal with emotions. And sometimes it does happen that, you suddenly think, why am I, sort of crying so much or whatever, and you are releasing. That's the bit about it, and you accept it, and when you deal with it, you feel completely, it's as if a whole load or burden has been uplifted. So just accepting the situation that you have to face it yourself rather than relying on other people to help you.
So there are two places to come from, and what you shared is very profound, Vibhuti. I'll give you two bits here. There are two places to come from. One place to come from is, let me accept this situation because there is no alternative. The other place is, let me accept the situation because this is the divine calling, this is the divine unfolding, and let me have faith in divinity for whatever is right for me is happening to me. Two are very different places to come from. So look at which place are you coming from resignation or from that divinity. Whenever you hear, you'll find ease and peace quicker. Whenever you from here, it's more of frustration, which will start to build up slowly and slowly, because you accepting, because you're being forced to accept it. You don't want to do it. So now what you're doing is you're bottling up more helplessness inside.
Yeah. No, but the divinity has definitely helped. You know, prayers and believing in the, you know, what happens is always for a reason. It's to uplift yourself as well. You know, you've been given all these challenges in life, so it's just acceptance and then facing them literally as they come
Sure.
along.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Vibhuti.
very much.
All
Thank
the
you.
best to you in your journey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions we have?
There aren't any other questions at the moment.
Okay.
And we are, time now is 1:35. I
Okay.
think we are going to close the session very shortly, unless anyone's got one last question I can probably allow. If not,
Umesh, can we do that exercise for 5
yeah,
minutes?
sure. So
Okay.
if you want to, we can do that now. And
Yes.
if anyone wants to drop, then they can drop.
Yes. It's a very powerful exercise. But for that, I need you to. Are we done with the questions?
I
Everybody?
think we
Everybody?
are done. There aren't any other questions. Nobody's raised their hand, so let's
Okay.
do that.
So, Umesh, I would need you to mute everybody and just unmute me. You can mute
Sure.
yourself as well because can't. Okay. So we'll do a quick 5-minute exercise, and in which I will teach you how to shift your emotions whenever you're feeling upset, angry, anxious, uh, helpless, anxiety, guilt. You can shift your emotions using this exercise. So for this, I would invite all of you to just close your eyes, relax your body, allow your body to completely relax. Let's move our focus to our breath. Let's focus on breathing from our belly button. So we inhale through our nose, take our breath all the way to our belly, allow our belly to expand, and then slowly release our breath through our mouth. Let us do that a few times. And as we do that, allow your shoulders to relax, allow your belly to relax, your forehead to relax, and your jaws to relax. Now I want you to bring up a happy memory, a memory which maybe could be a birth of your child or your grandchild, or a birthday party, or it could be some celebration in the house, or it could be a holiday that you went on which you loved. Bring up that memory and go with that memory. Just look at that memory. Introspect. What was happening? What is happening? Who all are there? Let's count who all are there. What occasion was it? What was there to eat on that occasion? How did that food taste on that occasion? Can you remember any smells that were there? Who all do you see there? Were there balloons? Was there decoration? Were there lights? Were there colors? Just be with that memory. Let's do a postmortem of that memory. Let's open that memory up and be with that. What were you wearing? What clothes were you wearing? Do you remember? And if it was a newborn's a birth or a birthday, then what were your emotions running? Were you happy? Were you excited? Were you elated? How is everybody else looking when they are laughing? Are they smiling? Are they jumping around? Are the kids rejoicing? What is happening there? If a smile is coming to your face, allow that smile to come. Just be with that memory completely. Imagine you've landed in that memory and you are there living that moment right now. Breathe it, see it, visualize it, hear all the sounds, taste the food, the feeling, the emotions coming, sense the body sensations. Are you holding them? Are they holding you? Slowly start to come back in the room. Slowly start to come back. I know it's a good memory. You want to be with it, but start to come back in the room, back here on the call. This is how simple it is to shift your emotions, shift your vibrations. You can shift it anytime you want. So how does anybody want to share how they felt? Please put it on the chat box, Kondinya.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Umesh is allowed you to unmute. But anybody wants to share their experience, what they saw. I know it's a very small exercise. We could have gone on longer.
I can speak. I can speak.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it was very good, Asma. So this is exactly, I think, one of the tool, I suppose. Say whenever you're feeling a little low and just this is very good. It was very nice for a few minutes. It was wonderful to be in that and don't want to come back again. It's like that.
So like I said, all the answers that we're looking for in the world are already there inside of us. Yeah. Thank you, Kondinya, for sharing that. Anyone else wants to share?
Can I speak?
Yes,
Can I
please.
speak?
Yes, yes.
It's Hannah. It's Hannah. I thoroughly enjoyed your function. Your session was beautiful. I actually, I don't know how to explain. I went into my room and I had really beautiful sensual feeling, and I was knocked out. And then when you say, well, come back slowly, that's when I realized I was knocked out. Is that how I'm supposed to feel?
When you say knocked out, what do you mean?
I went out completely, like I fell asleep. But when you say they come back slowly, I was coming back. but then that's when I had a feeling that I'm sure I was knocked out. I fell asleep.
And that's all right. That's all right. There's a lot of bottled emotions, and hence the conscious mind doesn't want to let go. And the moment I invited your conscious mind to let go, it put you to sleep.
Okay. Okay.
So
I thought I was going somewhere wrong, but I felt beautiful after coming back. Thank you.
So that was a 5-minute healing session for all of you. This is what we do in our Theta meditation healings. So that's 45 minutes of that healing. You should start to meditate. That will help release a lot of the emotions.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you again, Asma.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for
We've
your
got
feedback.
a couple of comments on screen as well, Asma.
Okay.
She's from Toronto, and she's saying it was very calming. Rochek said it was a beautiful experience of a beautiful memory.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
We've got
So
quite a few guests from America and Canada, so it's quite early for them. And thank you all for joining at this early hours of the day.
So thank you all for joining in today. Thank you all for giving me an opportunity to talk to you and make a difference. This is something that is my heart's calling. So I was really excited for the day and this session. Thank you so much for making it worth my while. And I hope I was able to add value to all of you. Please be in touch with Umesh, and those who are in India and already are connected with me, reach out to me if you want to know more. There were a lot of questions which I might have missed, so my apologies for whoever's question or comment I didn't pick up. But Umesh would be uploading this on YouTube and sharing with me. So those of you in India who've come through me, I will pass on the link to all of you.
My telephone number is on screen now, so if anybody wants to get a copy of the recording of the session, it will be uploaded onto my YouTube channel. And if you send me your telephone number, then I can certainly put you on the database, and you will receive this session, which has been recorded. We've got somebody from Kampala in Uganda as well, who said it was a great session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right. I think that we are done, Asma. Thank you so much. So last
Thank you so much,
couple of
everybody.
words, if I can just say.
Just one last thing. There is a YouTube channel that I have, which is has a lot of the meditations and a lot of similar 1 minute or 2 minute videos. You could reach out to Umesh, and he can share my channel with you, or I can put it also on chat if I may. Umesh, can I put that
Yes,
across?
of course you can.
Okay. I'll just put that down. Yes, Umesh, over to you.
Thank
Dan.
you very much. You were really good.
Thank you, Saroj. Thank you so much. I'm
Thank
putting my
you.
YouTube channel for everybody. If you want to do some meditations, you want to listen to more, the stuff I have to say, you can just go to my YouTube channel and pick it up from there.
Okay, last couple of words. Asma, just really wanted to say what a lovely session this was. And thank you so much for talking to all the audience on the group over here, and I think everyone's had a very pleasant experience. So really want to say thank you, and I'm sure we'll be able to do something different in a few months' time. Okay.
Sure. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thanks. Bye bye.